One of my favourite shows of all time is a little show called How I Met Your Mother. This show encapsulates perfect storytelling, character development, and is told in a unique way where you care about all the characters and there really isn't a main character, while there most certainly is. Now I could make an entire video on why I love this show. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about the new one. How I Met Your Father came out this year and I want to talk about it. But before I say anything, I'm not saying the show's bad. You know what? It wasn't. Honestly, I didn't mind it. It wasn't for me. I am not the audience for this show, like I was for the original. Because it's so different, and it's not meant to be the same show. It's meant to be something new, with a similar premise, that fans can either enjoy, or they can do what I'm doing to do, and bitch about it. This show is incredibly different to the original, for so many different reasons. But the key one I focused on is technology. Technology is what ruined the show for me. Because they had things such as Tinder and Uber. For me, focusing on technology in a show like that doesn't work. Because you want a show like that to be timeless, and modern technology is a massive aspect in the pilot, which is the only episode I've watched. And for me, I kind of took the enjoyment out of it, because with technology pushing the show rather than the characters, we're aligned with nobody. It takes the alignment away, and that's not what a show is meant to be about. It's meant to be you can find yourself in this character, and you will align this character and what this character is doing is right or wrong, and you can clearly tell that. And that's why I like How I Met Your Mother more. How I Met Your Mother's writers understood what it meant to see yourself in a character. So you could watch week after week, and you could kind of be like, okay, that's something I do. That is a very human response. Well, this show so far at least doesn't have that. Something I felt like with the first episode of How I Met Your Father is, it felt like they compacted the entire first season of How I Met Your Mother into one episode. I felt like the entire premise of the first episode could be split into like a 10 episode arc, and that would have been better. But everything felt rushed, and that was my main issue, as you'll see throughout the video. Now, like How I Met Your Mother, we opened with Sophie, our main character, 30 years on, explaining to her son how she met her father. This is very familiar and would draw fans in, and works. And I like that. It works well. Then we flip sideways to Hilary Duff, who plays the younger version of Sophie, getting an Uber with Jesse and Sid. These characters are important for the first episode because they're pretty much the only characters that matter. The others, they're just kind of there. In the Uber, they talk about how Sophie's going on a date with Ian. Her love of her life in her eyes, and Jesse thinks that's stupid, because it is, obviously. And this is basically just setting up the entire episode. Sophie charges her phone, and phones get switched. She goes on a date, and then, obviously, because of that, shenanigans! On the date, we find out that Ian is moving to Australia for work. Sophie's kind of like, I don't want to do long distance. Sophie has to track down Sid and Jesse at a bar, where we find that she is interrupting the surprise of the proposal. The rest of the episode, nothing happens. We're introduced to our cast, and the writers kind of went, job done, nothing else matters. With How I Met Your Father, there's nothing there. There's no emotion. And that's a big issue with a load of shows have nowadays. Like, we're in reboot territory where everything is getting rebooted. We have an iCarly reboot. I really should be able to think of more reboots than this. We're in the modern world where things like Disney Plus exist, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, and we live in a postmodern society where everything's been done, so the only thing we can do is rehash old things and say it's new. So guys, thanks for watching. This is a new video. I've done videos like this before on Riverdale, and I think I did one on Avengers, but I like these ideas. I like these videos. I'll show up my lab code next week, and maybe I'll do another one. If this gets the right response. It probably won't. Or won't get any response. For some reason, the only videos that you like are when I cut apples in half. Why did that video do so well? Explain that to me. Why?
Oh, wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be